Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about I got tip baited on Uber Eats and the restaurant tried to scam me. Here's what happened. So I picked up an order for a restaurant recently, and while that sounds like just another day on the job, something happened during the course of this order that made me wildly concerned on how a lack of accountability falls onto gig workers. And the worst part is that sometimes they genuinely believe that's perfectly fine because the costs on them are more if they don't try scamming us to make up for their failures and mistakes. So in this video, we are talking about how I almost got scammed and tip baited on Uber Eats, what the restaurant said, what support said versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything I would go over in this video and videos like this are very market to market and case by case. What applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Dealing with the restaurant. So I was picking up an order from a restaurant called Aromas del Peru. And while I don't have a problem with this place when things go right, which is about 99% of the time, and that other 1% becomes a problem that somehow ends up falling onto the driver, and in this case, me. Upon arrival, I had a very short wait, like a few minutes. When the order was handed to me, I was told is everything for the customer that I was there to pick up for. I'm not going to give you the name because I believe in privacy, in the events that they're not actively involved. And I was asked to confirm the pickup before leaving. And whenever I get asked this, I get a little annoyed at times because I do understand that the restaurant would like to protect themselves by making sure that the order was picked up before letting the driver leave, but sometimes these restaurants like to push it a little far. So what I like to do nowadays, as a gesture of meeting them in the middle, is to force them to confirm that they've given me the full order. Is this everything for so-and-so? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. And if that takes place and the order is in my end, I'm not waiting on anything else, I'll confirm it and I'll leave. Now, the challenge with doing this in this particular location is that a fair number of people speak very limited English because, again, it's a Peruvian restaurant. That's fine in some cases, but if you're going to assign somebody to hand off orders to drivers or customers, it makes it more challenging to make sure everything is in there and you got the right order, because they might just say yes without actually knowing what they're affirming, which is what led to the bigger issue. Now, I get a call from Aromas del Peru when I'm about halfway there, and of course, reflecting their poor management, they open the call by accusing me of taking the wrong order. I was handed a bag that was unlabeled, and this was everything for the customer that I specifically asked about. Just because you create a problem, that's not my responsibility to fix it. The absolute disrespect of accusing me when you created the problem was the closest thing to a scam that restaurants pull on drivers specifically, whether it's DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, or otherwise, because the audacity of attempting to command me to return as if I was responsible and I should accumulate the extra costs is outrageous. Remember, independent contractors have every right to not let manipulative management get away with these shady behaviors. The customer ultimately received the order that the restaurant handed me. Then the customer tip baited me by reducing the payout after the delivery from the amount that I had originally accepted, as if it was my fault. Dealing with support. So I immediately contacted support on this, and their first instinct was to claim that they have sent this to their escalation team. There is no escalation team. Don't let them do that. But that's basically their please take this at face value excuse so they could get you off the phone. I never get off the phone until I get paid by these people, so I immediately ask ask for a supervisor and get past that frontline support that isn't really permitted to pay me and has to give me some scripted excuse to keep the driver from getting paid. Regardless, I got a supervisor on the phone relatively quickly, and they paid me for my work. They always say it's a one-time courtesy because they don't want to admit guilt and open themselves up to a lawsuit. That's just a compliance thing. Don't let restaurants pull this crap. Restaurants have become quite comfortable in shifting responsibility and are normally run by managers who have no business in being in a position of leadership. Remember, you work for yourself as an independent contractor, not an employee that works for any individual restaurant. A restaurant cannot reasonably expect you to absorb additional time, mileage, and the contract risk merely because the staff handed you the wrong order even though you asked multiple times. You don't have to accept any demand that these restaurants just spill out of their mouths. If they make a mistake, you shouldn't have to make up for it. If they choose ignorance, it should not fall on you. You don't have to take extra costs to protect them from consequences. I know a lot of gig workers assume that they can get a violation because of some kind of consequence, that if they don't meet restaurant demands, then they can get reported. But in the end, they made their choice. Not to mention, you will inevitably get a violation if you end up taking extra costs, turn back, add mileage to your car, and force yourself to make the trip back. You can get back a tip bait, but a violation may cost you your account. There might be an argument that the extra mileage is a write-off, but that doesn't excuse poor behavior and allowing restaurants to treat you poorly just to make up for their mistakes that will cost you more in the end. Just because mileage may be deductible doesn't mean the additional trip is free. However, if you would like to write off your mileage during tax season or during the course of the year in general and make the most of your tax benefits as a gig worker, make sure to check out MileIQ. MileIQ is the #1 mileage tracking app with 80,000 5-star ratings on the Apple App Store and the Google Play. When you manage 2 drivers or 200, whether you manage 2 drivers, just yourself, or 200, MileIQ can save you time and money by tracking miles automatically, easily classifying your drives with a swipe, giving names to your locations that you visit regularly or even just your home, add multiple vehicles if you have multiple vehicles that you drive for work purposes, and send and download reports with a tap. If you want to learn more about how MileIQ works, check out MileIQ's website for more details. And with all of that said, let's talk about the common issues found between the relationships between gig workers and restaurants. Please confirm before leaving. One of the most common methods that restaurants use to make sure that the order is picked up and not stolen by drivers who are less than honest by asking the driver to confirm the order before leaving. That said, I have discussed this in several previous videos, and I understand why restaurants implement systems to protect themselves, but if you're going to use that method to hold us accountable, you need to hold yourselves accountable as well. There have been a few different times where I have been told that and they chase me out the door anyway, but you know what I end up saying? Nope, you said that was everything. Have a good day. I'm not going to risk a violation because you chose to act with negligence and forced me to confirm an order before I left. Platforms have made systems like receipt scanning, QR code scanning, and PIN numbers, but that only works if the restaurant does their job and puts the proper receipts on and opts into those systems to begin with. These systems also depend on basic procedures that most people take for granted, but that some restaurants chose to weaponize against drivers. Communication barriers are a management responsibility. Some restaurants are run by people who speak very limited English, or their primary language just isn't English. And there are some places that either do not have an English speaking person, or they have somebody in the position of order handoffs and to-go orders who does not speak English fluently, but is responsible for requesting and verifying order confirmations. This creates a couple of problems. It makes it harder to explain that you cannot confirm the order if they do not have the full order, or show them how the system works because they can't understand you anyway. Which leaves the driver with 2 options to move forward. Either confirm the order and risk being chased out later when management discovers they screwed up, or refuse to confirm, face an unreasonable delay, and potentially lose the pay for the order. I have had this issue with other locations as as well, including PF Chang's, which was shut down recently due to health code violations, which shows when management prioritizes manipulative tactics over effective workflows, that dysfunction starts to appear throughout its other systems. It's not like they didn't have people who spoke English. In fact, PF Chang's staff watched the entirety of the ezCater order being handed off, and they all spoke solid English except for the one person they put in charge of this task. Another staff member was supposed to open the door because she was cleaning the door and my hands were full with all of the ezCater food that I had picked up, but instead walked away, and I had to use my ass to open the door so I could move on with the delivery. And if it isn't already clear, this isn't about whether or not a restaurant should hire only English-speaking people or assuming anything malicious about those who cannot speak English. It's about how management mishandles their employees in a way that only creates friction. Please don't turn my comment section into a political battle. Core issue: poor restaurant management. The reality is that most issues really come down to poor management and staffing, and the ownership only seems willing to remain accessible when the management team consists of people with the character required to serve as actual leaders. Unfortunately, many restaurant teams are not of the highest quality. Some managers are overworked and underpaid, while others simply do not have the character required for leadership in general. As a result, maintaining their image becomes more important than fixing the root problem. Not to mention, poor management doesn't exactly attract high quality staff, and restaurants already struggle to retain quality talent for obvious reasons. Don't let support fool you. Earlier, I explained how support initially tried to send this to an escalation team before a supervisor finally paid me. That interaction matters because accepting the first answer could have left me paying for both the restaurant's mistake and the customer's decision to reduce the tip. Another challenge that I noticed is driver support is giving different answers when issues like this arise. Obviously, every driver handles everything differently, and every support agent is their own individual person as well, so they all handle things in their own way. That said, it also means the driver who hasn't been on these platforms for that long may take their explanations at face value. If that's the case, drivers may end up losing money when they should have been paid for their work. If frontline support refuses to correct the order payout, always ask for a supervisor. That is how I have repeatedly gotten these issues resolved. However, with this and other challenges that I have had in recent past, this begs one major question in terms of the intentions of emails from Uber itself. What happened to canceling tip baiting? I have gone over emails from Uber themselves proclaiming that they are fixing one of the major problems with Uber as a platform, and canceling tip baiting and removing it from the platform was the major deal at the time. And I have encountered another issue that could potentially be attributed to the system compensating for a restaurant's mistake. This time, it was definitive. The customer received the wrong order because of the restaurant and then reduced the tip. Could this be Uber's doing? Potentially. The one thing both instances have in common is that the restaurant made a mistake and the driver ate the cost, or at least they were supposed to. However, instead of me being the second driver solving the restaurant's problem, I am the driver being blamed for their incompetence. Typical. Best practices when this happens. So if a restaurant hands you the wrong order and tries to make you return and the customer reduces the tip after, there are a few things you should do to protect yourself. Confirm the order before leaving. Ask whether the order is for the correct customer and whether everything is included before confirming the pickup. Do not confirm an order that is not physically ready. If the restaurant is still preparing items or waiting for another bag, they have not given you the complete order. Don't confirm it. Do not open sealed bags. We can confirm a customer's name, receipt, number of bags. We cannot tear through the sealed packaging to inspect whether the restaurant prepared everything correctly. That's their job. Do not blindly return because the restaurant commands you to. Turning around adds mileage, delays the active delivery, and can automatically create a contract violation. The restaurant does not get to transfer that risk onto you because their staff made a mistake. Contact support and document what happened. Make it clear that the restaurant confirmed the order, required you to mark it as picked up, and only claimed it was wrong after you left. Screenshot the original offer and final payout. If the customer reduces the tip, you need something showing what you accepted and what you were ultimately paid. You can get that in earnings activity. Escalate when frontline support refuses to pay you. Don't let a vague promise about an escalation team become the final answer. Request a supervisor and continue pushing for the compensation you accepted. None of this guarantees that a restaurant customer or platform will do the right thing. They're not always capable of doing the right thing, but what it does do is give you documentation and leverage needed to protect your time, money, and account when they don't. And that brings us to the accountability gap at the center of the entire situation. Final thoughts. The restaurant had control over the order before handing it to me. The staff confirmed the order was complete and required me to mark it as picked up. Once I left, that confirmation suddenly stopped meaning anything to them. That accountability gap is what drivers have to deal with. Restaurants want to hold us responsible every time at every stage of the delivery and blame us for their problems. But when their own process fails, some expect the driver to absorb the time, mileage, customer frustration, and reduce the payout. If my confirmation is binding enough to hold me accountable to it, the restaurant's confirmation needs to mean something too. Communication mistakes happen. Incorrect handoffs happen. What determines whether those mistakes become larger problems is how management responds. Own the mistake. Contact the platform, remake the order, fix the process. Don't accuse the driver and expect them to work for free to protect the restaurant from consequences. Everything rises and falls on leadership. If management creates the failure, management needs to own the solution. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, check out my website, drivenwyld.com, if you'd like to learn more about the services and gig platforms we have talked about in the past and are offering today. And make sure to track your miles accurately with MileIQ if you haven't already. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Rise up, she off the 9 to 5 rust. In this wild world of